So, I read somewhere that a perfect best man speech should last about as long as the groom takes to make love. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time I have tonight. Boom, roasted. No, I would hope I have at least a couple more minutes to play with here. Thank you all for coming tonight. First off, how about a round of applause for my parents and Kayla's parents for making this happen? And congratulations to all of you, because I think we just made the Guinness Book of World Records for most Irish and Italians in one place at one time. And what's even more impressive is that we're actually all getting along. So I'm sure most of you know me, but for those who don't, my name's Ricky. I'm Chris's younger brother. To be asked by Chris to be his best man was an honor for me, but it was also very honorable of him because he finally admitted to each and every one of you today that I truly am the best. Growing up, Chris and I really, and all the brothers, we had some similarities. You know, I couldn't walk down the street in Maynard without someone that I didn't know stopping me and saying like, "Hey, you must be a Santola." And you know, it happened all the time. But we were also very different in so many ways. Chris was mature, I was more of a goofball. Chris was street smart, I was school smart, right? Chris was tough, I was quick. Chris was brave, I was and still am incredibly good looking. To give everyone a true understanding of Chris and I's relationship, keep in mind that we shared a bedroom until Chris's senior year of high school, my sophomore year. Not by choice. And so with that being said, we truly have been through it all together. Early childhood was an interesting dynamic. I remember us running over to Sydney's house. Next door, Sydney was our 90-year-old neighbor. And this was when we were super young. And we did that because we knew every time we would go over there, she would give us cookies. And I also remember that I would pinch her skin under her elbows because I couldn't believe how like loose and wrinkly it was. Do you remember that? You guys remember that? And I always followed Chris around and trying to hang out with him and his friends. That would end on a daily basis with us getting into a fight, and then they would need one more for street hockey or basketball or whatever, and I would like jump at the opportunity to, you know, hang out with them again, and then we would fight again. And that happened every day of our childhood, like wash, rinse, repeat. That was just a cycle. But I always took pride in the fact that I could, you know, hang out with my cool older brother who I looked up to and, you know, hang out with all of his friends. So another interesting dynamic growing up was that as the second child, I never got any new clothes. I would only get his hand-me-downs. So any crazy like style trends that he, you know, wanted or was going through in that period of time, I would just be like given that style 2 years later when the style already faded. So like in middle school, for instance, that meant me dressed in Jenko jeans that I could fit my entire body into one pant leg. And that was accompanied by a band shirt that I got from Hot Topic or The last thing I'd like you to understand about our dynamic, and I'm sure a lot of you with siblings can relate, is that we were both super competitive and we hated to lose to each other in absolutely anything. I remember a time, and I don't know who challenged who, and I don't know who won, probably him, but we had a contest who could do the leg raise exercise made famous by Jane Fonda the longest. Does everyone know what this exercise is?
No!
I'm gonna show you. So, we were in our bedrooms, and we were facing each other, so no one could cheat. And we were doing this for like an hour straight, because no one would give up. You remember that? Like, what the hell was wrong with us? And this was in high school. Like, again, that should like paint a pretty good picture as to, you know, how stupidly competitive we were with each other. Chris and I, Chris has been there for a lot of firsts in my life. First time playing organized sports, I was with Chris, playing t-ball. First time I went drinking was with Chris, in 8th grade. Started early. Speaking of drinking, one time in high school, Chris came home drunk from a party and thought that our bedroom was the bathroom, and he thought that, in particular, and specifically thought that my bed was the toilet, and I woke up to him peeing on my foot. So, like I said, we've been through absolutely it all together. One thing I have to give Chris a lot of credit for is that he always has been a great friend to so many. And for good reason. He's very loyal, he's sincere, and he's very honest. Eric Daniluk, where are you? So, my future brother-in-law, Eric Daniluk, and Chris are in more wedding parties than any two people I've ever met. Like, Chris, quick, how many wedding parties have you been in? Exactly. I've been in 3, including this one. But that goes to show you what kind of person Chris is. And, you know, it shows you how he impacts everybody's lives. Personally, I can say that I couldn't have asked for a better brother. You know, we're not including Danny and Keith. We've been friends since diapers, and we will be friends until we are once again in diapers. And now for the better half, Kayla Santola. The saying goes, behind every great man, there is a great woman. Kayla, may I say you look absolutely and utterly disgustingly beautiful tonight. The things I said about Chris, about being loyal and sincere and honest, I can say the same exact things about you. So it's really no surprise that you two are perfect for each other.
Woo!
Thank you. I'm really happy that Chris is marrying such a strong, smart, caring, and supportive person. I've always been impressed with the relationship that you've had with me and my brothers, especially Keith. I felt like he could always be himself around you. And you two are kind of like partners in crime, you know. I would like to make a quick acknowledgement. Keith, we know you're here celebrating with us, and we love you and miss you.
Woo!
I've always believed that it's important in life to be with someone that unintentionally makes you better, not worse. And I can say someone that supports you and believes in you. And I can say without a doubt that I see that between you two. Kayla, I would say welcome to the family, but let's be honest, you've been my sister for years.
Woo!
However, it is nice to know that my parents can finally say they have a daughter. They certainly tried. So let's all raise our glasses. And I'd like to leave you with some final words that I took from former college basketball coach Jimmy Valvano, who at the 1993 ESPYs gave one of the most iconic speeches of our time. He was terminally ill with cancer at the time. And he said, "I urge all of you, to enjoy your life, the precious moments you have, to spend each day with some laughter and some thought, and to get your emotions going." So to Chris and Kayla, my advice to you is laugh a lot, cry a little, and enjoy every moment together. I love you both. Cheers to the new Mr. and Mrs. Santola.
Well done.